such formats of meetups are going. So good morning to everybody. Let me introduce myself in a few words. So for the last 12 years, I have been fundraising to many different projects, events, and businesses. So fundraising is like raising of money or resources to different companies, projects, etc. So the last 2 years, approximately 2.5 years ago, I really dreamed to organize passive income to me, because before I worked from one project to one project, so I was like a squirrel, you know, in a circle. So I ran, and I wanted to have something like to have some flow that helps me to feel more free and to feel independent and do what I want. So that time I started to learn this field, and the dream to be investor I has from my childhood. But and when I was learning in school, but the last 2 years it was my really goal, not just dream. So 2 years ago I met my friend who told me that there are some opportunities how to multiply my money. I said, sorry, but I have no money, have no savings for now. So he told me, it's okay, you may if you have some friends who have money, you may join them to our micro investment fund. So this friend still now do micro investments to different e-commerce, to hostel, to carpet, even carpet company who export carpet in so etc. So, and I helped and I started investment from $100. So it was really funny because I came to him and said, so, you know, man, it's the last $100 or $100, and you really need it. I really need to invest them. He say, it depends on you, but just imagine that you don't have them. What should you do? I say, okay, so I have a loan or earn them. He say, okay, so just imagine that you don't have them. So okay, I said, okay, I give you $100, and I started from $100, and this was my start savings. And my friends who also wanted to multiply their savings, they also started, but they have more money. So it was $1,000, or some of them gave $10,000. So it was like it was just a start, and I started to learn this field. And then in 9 months, just like a baby coming, so I started my own micro investment fund with my partner, who at that time was working and live in China. And we started from first deal, and it was good business from with goods and automotive business. So we not invested, like we gave money to some deals to buy a car and to buy and sell a car. But the main who by the way, who have read the book The Richest Man in Babylon?
Yeah, I did, by the way.
Okay, you may say pluses in chat, because I don't see how many of us we have. Do we have it? So while you now put pluses, I write pluses, I want to say that it's one of my favorite books, and I learned from it that that you should give money. First of all, you should make savings, 10% of your income in any case. So it's a amount that really important to be saved, because this money you pay to yourself. Other money you pay to taxes, to your parents, to charity, to many others, other fields. But it's not your money. You gave it. Yes, you receive some goods and services, but you give them. And the most important is to make savings. Also, one moment. George Clayton. So the most important is 10% make savings and 10% give to charity.
Yes, sorry. And what was the book?
George Clayton, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Ah, this one. You said.
Please turn off your water.
Yegor, we are hearing you like a watering or something. I hope it's not a toilet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, it's toilet and it's my water.
May you see?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I see the book. Cool.
Okay. I have some extra books if you would like. So why do I explain this from the start? Because in many cases, start of business become from nothing, from first step. And the first step was my dream to have a flow of money, of passive income. The next step was looking for partner, looking for provider of this, who knows how it can be. The third step is to do what he say to you. So it was my savings, it was my personal activities. The fourth was opportunities from around. So there was my attempts to join, to involve in this idea, to join to this idea my friends who wants to do the same I do, and then to learn other opportunities around. So then I started to come to conferences, to talk to investors, to talk to people who invest, and what are the channels where they multiply their money. And I learned, yes, that idea that I received from this book was that you should give money to people who have positive results, who has who have experience in that area you want. For example, if you want to have a good marketing, you shouldn't go to, for example, singer. You should go to marketer. So the same is with money. So some people have experience in trading. Some people have experience in auto business, and so on. And that time I was focusing on finding partners, contractors who had experience in different areas I was interested in. So from that time, the last 2 years, we had a good growth, and I started to be as a micro invest fund. I started to lend money from my friends and people who want to invest, and had like a micro invest fund to reinvesting these savings to different deals and businesses. And for the last year, the huge sum in tens thousand, I make like I join them directly, but less sum, like 10,000 and less, I gave to myself and reinvest. So huge money I helped to invest directly, and had some fee. For the last year, I really proud to say that I helped to my investors had income over $50,000 for 1 year. So it's passive income for them and invest income for me, and this is really great. No one had loss. Everyone earn, even when we had not good startups, because I'm how's this in English? Portfolio. Yeah, портфельный инвестор.
Portfolio investor.
Case maybe.
It's like word portfolio. It's in English. Portfolio investor.
Portfolio portfolio investor. So because I was and am portfolio investor, if I had some like decline, like recession, then I gave money from other direction and put it here. So my investors do not feel them, because they have my payments in time. So it was my start.
May I ask you?
Yes,
so
it will be great.
Yeah. What first question? What is the return on investment? So
what
how
rate?
much?
Percent rate or what?
Yeah. For example, I invested like you pitched me, and I invested in your micro. Your micro in, yeah, like $1,000. Yeah, how much can I take on a monthly rate from those money?
Okay, I've divided money on different on different parts to a small amount of money, $1,000 to $3,000. Mostly I take for 1%, 1% for months. So it's 12 for years. It's 4 or 5 times more than deposit rate in dollar, 12 for years. If you gave $4 till $6,000, it's about maybe 4 till 10. It depends on the situation. I can take it for 2% for months, so it's 24% for year in dollars. If more, sometimes I give 10 and more. I give 2.5% for dollars, because less sum, less amount, more like activities, but less income. That's why I'm interested in long-term money, to make them not to take money for 1 month, give you in 1 month and looking for other partner and so on. Because many projects I am interested in are 6 months and more. That's why I try to do less activities and give more profit and make it they're more stable, sustainable to my investors.
Sounds good. Okay. What kind of investments are you doing? Like, what can you like say about any words about your successful investments? Maybe you invest in startups, or maybe you invest in some like agricultural projects. So how do you distribute your portfolio? For example, you have $1 million for example, or $100,000. How do you distribute those money in order to differentiate it in the right way?
Okay, first of all, I think that there are so a few people here who maybe know people here who have $1 million. Am I right? So if someone has $1 million for now, you may put plus in our chat, or say me. I will connect with you after this session. If not, then I will prefer to explain how to invest $100,000, for example, because it's really for our surrounding, for our people are more common sum, so up to 100,000, and explain how can I invest them. So briefly about my experience, first of all, I would have diversification portfolio. So it could be okay. First of all, we should understand who we are as investor. So there are investors who are very conservative. They want to be confident in everything, and they want to be with pledge, or no, zalog pledge, and so on. So they have less percent rate. They put money to banks. They put money to obligation, etc. So they will not. The main idea for them not to earn, but to save their money from inflation and from like being stolen and so on. So they put them like conservative. The second part are like middle conservative. They put to more to micro invest funds, to some deals, to some maybe to stock market, stock exchange. So they have rate approximately 2-3% for months. It's middle risk investors. And there are high risk investors who want to have 4, 5 and more % for months. It's in average, it's for 50, 48 till and more, like 50 and more % for year. So it's high risk. For example, cryptocurrency, for example, some deals with high risk and so on. But you have to understand that the more %, the more risk, and you should be aware that you may lose your sum if you will put your money to high risk activities. Therefore, I would recommend to diversificate this your sum. Depends on what is it. Yes, if you have just $1,000, then you will not have diversification. If you have
let's say
10,000 more.
Let's say, for example, to be more specific, for example, a person coming to you and give you $10,000 and ask you for advice, how can I diversify this amount of money in order to be like average risk for long-term investment? Yeah. For example, I want in 1 year to receive, let's say, $14,000 or $15,000. Yeah. So how should I distribute my portfolio in order?
High risk, yes. How high risk?
Yeah, let's say middle till high risk. So
okay.
30-50% on average for 1 year.
Okay, I see. I may say that we should understand: is this investor active or passive? Like active investment and passive income. Yes. So if you want to have more, you should. I want to explain what does it mean. It means that if something will be wrong, you will have to give more energy to take the money back. So this is active. Or active if you should do business. For example, you invest and then you join to the team to raise this business. So this is active. Passive, when you put this, or by the way, active is like stock change, yeah, stock exchange. You give money to, if you don't give money to broker, but do it with yourself, you should learn all the news. You should pay and taken back when on different stages to different. So it's work. This is work. If you want to have passive money for this sum, you should decline your appetites, yeah, and to think about 2-3% for months. So it's 24, 36% for year. So now the definite ways of investments. First of it, one of my friend to whom we gave money, $10,000, by the way, we gave 1 week ago. He's professional trader or financial advisor, etc. So he operate money on a stock exchange and do it successfully for the last have been doing successfully for the last several years. I know that 2 years ago he earned 60% for year, 60%. Last year it was 80% for year. Investor has 50% for the this year. His team for the first 3 months showed result 122% for the first 3 months. Not just in prices, I mean like step by step. So this was the I can see it. I can see the money. So they have more than 200,000 money, 200,000 operating money. So it's not for 1,000. They operate with huge sum. So they start from $5,000. So if you have $5,000, you may come to them, give them for 15 months, and earn or earn nothing. They guarantee you your sum. So it's really important for stock exchange, but many traders do not do it, or earn with them. But because they operating their own money, they are not interested to earn nothing, because their and your money in one pocket. So that's why they operating. They do the best what they do. So trading is one thing. Sorry, I don't can hear you. Maybe you have to.
Yeah. Just to summarize. So in order to receive 30, 48%, we can borrow money to traders. So in 1 year, we can receive like if from $5,000, we can receive approximately $7,000.
Think about percent, not about dollars. It will be easier to account.
Yeah. So, I mean like 40%. It's like $2,000 received in income in 1 year.
Up to 50%. This year will be 50 and more percent, because they did 57.6% for 3 months this time. But it depends. So maybe then will be like recession, and then rise and so on. So it's market.
So they do not guarantee that you received this 50%?
No, they do not guarantee. No one guarantee in stock market. So you have to understand, to be confident in it. The other thing, today in a few hours we are going to one of my invest projects to greenhouses near Fastov. Eco or organic products. I have joined. I have engaged $40,000 to this project, and I would like to engage more, because it's really not only natural but organic products like salads, cucumbers, tomatoes, and so on in greenhouses. So they need investment to build new greenhouses, to growth, and to make supply to people, not only in summer but also in winter and in cold weather. And this is blue ocean, not such a red ocean as common food, because common food is very competitive market. Many people that's then they have more difficulties to come to market, to some difficulties with prices, etc. in this organic area, many people ask them to sell them products, but they have no so much. That's why they now ask for investments to build new greenhouses. So
is it in Kyiv? Sorry.
Near
this
Fastov.
Okay, sounds good. And is it a big community of farmers, or it's like one person?
It's one person and his family, so it's like small,
okay, family
business partners,
family business
who has family business. They started this business in 2009, but at that time organic food was not so competitive. No one wants to buy it. That's why this business have been successfully rise for the last 4 years, and now want to build more and more greenhouses on their territory. So the potential growth is over approximately $1 million more. So one complex of greenhouses is cost $150,000. So the money back ROI is 2.5 years. So for investors, is now they propose for $5,000, 24% for year in dollars for me, because it's my exclusive from them. And for investors who invest $10,000 and more, it is 30% for year. So just imagine 30% for year. You also you also be like a partner so of this agriculture cooperative. So some sort of investors.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's another way of investing the money. So the first one is more risky one with the stock markets, but it has the higher margin.
Yeah.
This one has a lesser margin, and you have it's not so risky. And guys, do you have any questions? Because Igor asked a lot of questions. Maybe they resonated with you. So maybe you have additional ones. Also, you can write them in chat.
I saw someone in chat, but I just want to find them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can unmute yourself and ask the question if you can't, if you don't want to speak, or if you have.
By the way, I would propose you have if you put on this additional points, you can put thumbs up or kind of raise your hand, so we can see you that you raise your hand and you can ask a question.
Yeah, in Zoom there is this function, but not everyone knows
it will be
about
easier to write in chat who first write like just me. Just write me in chat, and we will give you.
Okay. Denis wanted to ask.
Yeah, it was difficult to ask you. Okay, I have a question. What about current crisis when farmers should throw away their goods? So I think it's a big risk to pay money to greenhouse because I think they couldn't earn necessary money to pay to another investments all investments, or in that crisis they have a possibility to pay less percent to investments to save their company. So that's I know that depends on quarantine, but I want to know about that risk.
So the risk about you mean that they have a risk and not to sell their products, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, just imagine that first of all, every business has risk, even in quarantine, yeah, in crisis, etc. This is the first point. The second point, if you will say about restaurant, it will be high risk because we are now not in a restaurant but at home. If we are talking about food, tell me please, how many people don't eat? So no one. That's why we are just have to divide to people who eat advantage food, yeah, and common food. So common food could be like less. Advantages food is like advantages toilet paper, you know, like soft paper. In crisis, some of people come to Najdachka. No, they continue to buy soft paper because it's like standard of living. And for people who earn enough, organic food, it's a standard of living. So, and I know that farm and pharmaceutical companies and agro companies, not only agro, I mean like who do foods, are companies that will be continue earn more or less, but also continue growth in crisis. To my mind, okay, not only my, but to some investors who I know.
Yeah, and there was a question from Anatoly in chat. He asked if you have the case of finding investors in projects and don't have your own money. So say about your experience when you find investors in projects and don't have your own money.
Okay, so I do is not with my money. I do with the money of investors. So I have many of such projects. For example, we invested in auto. I joined my partner, engaged my partner, who gave me money to this auto, and we earned some benefit and divided. So we divide success fee, and this is naturally. So first of all, I think that you have to. Many investors don't have, like, not professional investors, but I mean like people who have savings don't have enough time and expertise to find and to select projects. That's why I do this. I find them and I say that I do like pre-selection. It's not the best selection ever, because then we should pay for them, for professionals in different fields. But for example, I have received offer from sushi bar delivery, доставка, delivery.
Yeah, delivery.
Sushi bar delivery. So I think, I don't know, I know nothing about sushi business, and I engaged my friend who had successful experience in sushi bar is the first, and who consult in this firm. He saw this offer and sent me lots of comments about this. So the idea that I told you previously, that you should ask to people who understand deeply understand in the field they do. So I know how to find investment projects. I know even how to select some of them, but not all of them, because many projects needs deep expertise.
Yeah, and to add to this topic, we had a conversation with Roman about, for example, IT, because I'm a project manager in IT, and I understand this topic, so the IT project, so I can speak the same language with the people that want money. So, and Roman has like many friends and many experts in different fields, so that they can speak the same language with the person that wants to get some money. Because I do understand that people get tricky a bit. They can hide some information. They can pretty it up so it seems that everything is okay. But if you have an expert by your side that knows this industry, yeah, the word is industry. So for example, agriculture, car industry, IT industry, etc. He can pinpoint the message, the questions that were not asked. Yeah, that's that about the topic of experience. And Anatoly, did we answer the question?
I want to add another for this topic. Okay, you said that you have experience with Agra, with trading, with sushi, and which cases was successful for you? From you, who's you return your money, and maybe you can say in percent how much you return.
How much what?
How much money you return after investing?
Okay. First of all, I return all money to investors that I had to return. Some of them, for example, guys from one company, I don't want to tell what it is, some of them even come out from country. So even such experience I had. I mean, come to leave the country and leave us with some their goods and so on. Yes, it's not a pleasure, but because I'm portfolio investor, I take money earned from one side and put them to losses. So I like balance this portfolio. In percent, I guess like I work with risk, like middle risk activities. That's why my percent now, for now, it's 30%. 30% are now because of crisis. It's an important point because of crisis. 30% are like a long term because they cannot do it like in the time. That's why it's just long money. It's not невозвраты. It's
not return.
Not, no, okay. Я посмотрю. Default. It's not default. But in the same time, the most 70% of my portfolio are successful, and I take them back and give more, take them back, give once more, and so on. So it's like deals. But besides of deals, we have, for example, I had with last year, no, it's not unsuccessful. It's not successful business. We invested in Etsy, you know, Amazon, Etsy. So the biggest platform is, we gave money to, by the way, most of my customers are IT specialists, so it's naturally. And we invest in 2 stores, e-stores, in Etsy, on Etsy, and because of problem of Ukrainian guys who were not fair in Etsy, the rules in Etsy to Ukraine and Russia and some other countries, CIS, was changed, and these stores wasn't successful. So they had problems with promotion. But I had such negotiations with my friend who I invested in that he gave me back money and even 10% more, as we negotiated previously. So I gave it to my investors and gave it them more. So it's even we earn, not only lose. But we have several situations, and some situations like with defaults for one guy to come to other country. Yes.
Thank you. It was really interesting from your personal examples. Because it's like less than 10 minutes left, what could you recommend us? How can we start our way of investor here? Let's say we have some people who are not familiar with investments, with financial things. What would you suggest? Maybe some books, some movies that we can watch, that we can read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say from zero. Start from zero. What should we do?
Start from zero. I recommend you to not to be hurry up, and not to be greedily. So for the start, your main goal is to save your money. Save with some interest. Then in the same time, you may have time to learn more. So you should read books. I may recommend you one more book. The Millionaire for 1 Minute, Mark Victor Hansen. So it's a rare book, but it's really one of my favorite. I say that I think that it should be given in universities in the first courses, even maybe in the last courses of schools. The second, I will recommend you Lyubomir Ostapov. Lyubomir Ostapov has its own YouTube channel, Family Budget. It's called Family Budget in Ukrainian version, Семейный бюджет, and there are plenty of different like many videos about different instruments. But to be honest, to understand how to make your own portfolio, you should come to such specialists as Lyubomir, as Kir Gorshkov, as me, as other people who do it good enough, who do it successfully. Then you will understand. I cannot explain you how to earn money without understanding of your goals, without understanding of your sum. I can do it just individually, with your situation, with your plans, etc. So there are some meetups and webinars now about real estate, about investment. For example, a meetup of one moment.
Yeah, and sorry,
Alex
Roman,
Bond.
it's
Alex Bond. One moment. Alex Bond. So you may find it in Facebook or etc. And in Telegram, I should join you to переговорная инвестора. So negotiation room, investors negotiation room. So it's you will find them there a lot of different projects, but the main idea not to invest without understanding details. That's why even I sometimes invest in the project in this room, but sometimes I see many times, much time I see projects that are not ready to be invested in. So be aware. Don't put them without specialists. Try to don't put it. It's your choice. So you may do it. So I should recommend to find specialists in investment or micro investment area, and like проверять, как она?
check.
And not check, like no, okay.
Monitor.
Ask other specialists to check if they are right or not, because people who think rationally and who think successfully, they think the same in the same ways mostly.
Roman, about checking, can I ask about checking?
Sure.
Information in your portfolio is open for read information about your experience, about investments.
Investment experience, not. Because I don't
not
need it. It's my recommendation. The ways what I say you can find in my Facebook or LinkedIn, etc. I don't need it now, but maybe in future when I organize the fund with website with other, I will show this information, but not now. Now it's deals. It's like money, like silence, you know. So sometimes it's really in such way in our country, but not always. So now that's why I do webinars. I make some masterclass, consultants, and so on.
Okay, one more question, Roman. How can we find you, for example, if you need your recommendation? And
I may give you my LinkedIn, or not only LinkedIn. I give you my Facebook. It's my but in Facebook I cannot add you because I have 5,000 people. It's a limit. That's why you may join me in Instagram and join me in Facebook, like
subscriber.
Subscribe, yeah, like a subscriber, and you may write me, but we will not in a friend, but we will write in a Facebook Messenger. So it's easy.
Yeah, I sent the link to your Instagram, Rom, to our Telegram
Yeah,
room.
Instagram is free, but I don't use Instagram at all now.
Yeah, but there's a link to Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, but Instagram is free. Please join me, write me, etc. But in Facebook and Instagram, give please to colleagues. And Telegram also you may give, but easily to see Facebook or Instagram, because we see how many friends, common friends do we have. What do I do? Where do I like have lectures or like some other things? So it's more socializable.
So Facebook is the best choice for you, yeah? Facebook is the best choice for you.
Facebook is the best choice, but it's a pity that I cannot add you. So that's why Instagram, I will also follow Instagram. In some time I will use it also.
Okay, sounds good. So we are on the time. Let's, guys, we have a tradition to make a selfie. So let's make a selfie.
Igor, you will make
Sergey?
yourself, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can make only for 4 people. You also the same?
Oh, I can make for 9 people. Okay,
Oh,
let's make a
let's
selfie.
do it.
1.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. Made it.
Please tell
Okay.
me in chat how it was useful for you from 1 to till 10. 10 is the most useful one. I know all of this he said, so it's okay also because we are different in different ways of with a different experience. So it will be a pleasure to know.
Okay.
So please write in chat your
8.8 from Igor. 5 to Alex.
okay.
Alex,
I think that people who
7.
write 5, Alex, hi, may ask a question in future. Then I will answer them like individually more. But thank you for your
So yeah, there are 8, there are 5, 7, 10, 8, 10. So
yeah.
the average is about 8, 7, 8.
Okay. So in any case, guys, I think I had a really pleasure because it's the first time for the last year, I guess, that I give such master class like meeting in English. So it was some challenge for me, and thank you, Sergey, for the invitation and for the opportunity to discuss with this such important topic that helps us to think like investors and be investors. Never, no matter what we do in our life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a nice day.
bye, guys.
Keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye.